All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us to Olive Fit and Fun on this bright and sunny August Tuesday. Today's session, again, we have our favorite yoga therapist, Jennifer Cohen, joining us today. And she will be doing a whole session with yoga therapy and mental health related activities involved. So welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm always delighted to come join you guys for this time.
So you are welcome to start your session today. Whenever you're ready. Everyone's in the house.
Awesome. All right, cool. I was looking at the calendar today and just noticing what, of course, we're all aware of what day it is today. And I thought, what an auspicious day to be able to spend time with you guys. So nice as we are here on the first day of the new year. Alhamdulillah for that. So it's also beautiful out. So sometimes I like to kind of bring you guys to this place of remembering where we are physically, in our houses. I think most of us, where we are in time, when we think about where we are globally right now and in the history of our faith and of humankind. That's all kind of interesting to just kind of reflect on and to keep in our mind as we begin our practice today. So let's have everybody start seating with your eyes closed and just take a moment to reflect on these facts as we begin to bring our awareness to our breath. And just slowly deepening your inhale and lengthening your exhale. And as we breathe, we are breathing through our nose. So we inhale through the nose and exhale out of the nose. And if you're very congested, then of course you can breathe through your mouth, but ideally we breathe through our noses when we do these kinds of practices. And as we breathe, I would like to invite you to pay attention to the tip of your nose and notice how the breath feels cool as it enters in through the nose, goes through our sinuses and all the way down into our lungs. And then simultaneously watch the breath exhaling out the nose and notice how it feels warm at the tip of our nose. And if at any point in the day or the week that you ever feel overwhelmed, this is a nice place to come to, just noticing the sensation at the tip of the nose as you breathe. And anytime your attention wanders, you bring your attention back to the tip of your nose as you inhale and exhale gently. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to bring our hands down to our sides and start with some really simple postures just to warm up the body. And notice how this changes the sensation of breathing. So we're going to start by inhaling the arms up just a little bit away from the body, just one pie slice away from the body. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower the arms back down to the sides real slow, keeping the shoulders pressed down away from the ears. And then again, inhale the arms up all the way to the middle of the pie, reaching through the fingers, and exhale and lower the hands down towards the sides. Keeping the tailbone pushing down into the chair. Inhale again, we'll go up halfway again. Keep the shoulders down, so don't let them bunch up, but keep them down and pulled away from the ears and reach through the fingers. Take an inhale again right here. And exhale and lower the hands back down to the sides. And as a reminder, only move as far as feels comfortable for you today in your body. We'll go a little higher if you can. Inhale the arms up. 3/4 of the way. Making a Y. And exhale. Back down, pull the belly button in, tuck the tailbone down into the chair as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reaching through each finger, keeping the hands active and awake. Arms come up to that Y. Back stays flat here. And exhale, hands down to the sides. And then again, we'll go all the way up, only if you can. Stop wherever you feel comfortable. Don't ever cause yourself pain through this. We're going all the way up if you can. Back stays flat, shoulders stay down. Exhale, the hands down to your sides. And one more time, let's move the hands up. So the palms are up like you're scooping up sun rays. Hands are up, shoulders are down, back is flat, and then exhale. Rotate the palms down as you lower the hands. Notice any sensations that you felt. Like I felt an increase in circulation in my hands through doing that. A little stretch in the shoulders and the chest. Let's continue to move with our arms and our chest. Notice that we're moving everything. It's attached. So we're going to start this time. This is my right hand. You can use whichever hand you want. But we're going to inhale, and again, we're going to use a scooping action with the hand. You can use your other hand for support, and we're going to stretch over to the side as we inhale. You might feel a nice stretch in the whole side of the body here, and then exhale to come back down. And again, you can use your hand to brace yourself. Inhale, stretching all the way over, almost like you're creating a little crescent moon with your upper body. And exhale to come back down, keeping the hands involved in this whole process. And if you want, let's look away from the arm as we lower it. We'll get a nice stretch in the neck. And then inhale, look forward as you stretch over, arching the body, stretching the side of the body, and then exhale, lower the arm and turn the head away from the lowering arm. And let's do that one more time. Inhale the arm up and overhead. And exhale to lower the arm, looking away from the arm as you lower it down to the side of your body. And let's just stay here for a moment and enjoy this stretch in the neck. Breathe nice and deep. And if you can, if it feels comfortable and nice for you, you can even tilt the head back a little bit. And you'll move the stretch around the neck and into the shoulder. Breathing and releasing any tension. We hold a lot of tension in our neck, and this is actually going to stretch up into the muscles that connect to our jaw. So if you tend to clench your teeth or grind your teeth, this is going to stretch some of those muscles out in the jaw, like all the way up under our ear, just by tilting the head back a little bit as you look over your shoulder. And then let's come back to center. And take a moment and just notice that, like, wow, I feel a lot more blood flow going through this whole side of my body after doing that. Let's even ourselves out now. So we're going to take the other hand down. And we'll use the other arm that was just moving now as support. And we're going to inhale and scoop the arm up and over to create a little crescent moon with our body, and then exhale to come back down. And use your abs as you come down to pull yourself back down to center. So let's try that again. Inhale the arm up. This time we're stretching all in the side of the ribs. And then as we exhale, we're going to contract the abdominal muscles on the side to pull our body back upright. And again, inhale, sweeping that arm up and over, feeling the stretch, allowing your breath to expand the ribs and stretch it more. And then exhale, contract the abdominal muscles, pull the belly button and the whole tummy tight. Bring yourself back to center. And then we'll do that again. Inhale the arm up. And then exhale. This time we're going to turn the head away as we lower the arm and contract the abdominal muscles Just adding another little step, another little stretch in the neck this time. And again, inhale the arm up. And exhale, contract the abdominal muscles, turn the head away from the lowering arm as you come back to center. And we'll do this one more time. Inhale the arm up, feeling a nice stretch in the side of the body. And exhale, contract the abdominal muscles as you turn the head away and lower the arm. And we're just going to stay here with this little head twist. We're going to breathe into any tightness that we feel in the neck and in the shoulder. Invite it to release and relax, pulling the shoulder down and away from the ear. And then if you want, if it's appropriate for you, tilt the head back so you're looking behind the shoulder, and notice how that pulls the stretch more into the front of the neck and all the way up under the ear, relaxing some of these muscles that get very tight when we clench our jaw or grind our teeth. Breathing into it, pulling the shoulder down, looking over the shoulder with the other eye. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come back to center. And just noticing how that felt. Hopefully you guys were able to also contract the abdominal muscles. A lot of times, for a number of reasons, our abdominal muscles can get very weak, and we don't realize how much strength we can get from keeping those strong. And even just the simplest movement of bringing our torso back to center using our abs is another way to engage those muscles and keep them healthy. So let's go ahead and stand up. And let me see if I definitely need to adjust my camera. So give me 2 seconds so you can see me. So I flipped my chair around because I'm going to use this as support, as an option for those who would like it. And it's also not necessary for those who don't feel they need it. So we're going to do a forward fold, but we're going to stop first as we do this. And I always like to bring this back to Salat. If we're doing a posture that is like our Salat, it's a nice place to reflect on it outside of prayer, so that when we come back to the mat, we have a different frame of reference for our body. So take a moment and stand here, and I want everybody to look down at their feet. And I want you to notice where your toes are pointed. And they should be pointing forward. Your heels should be under your ankles should be under your knees, which should be right under your hips. So we're having a nice alignment of the bones, and that takes pressure off of the joints, so we're not misusing them. I was reading a little excerpt last night from The Secrets of Divine Love. If you guys have not read this book, I strongly encourage it. One of the beautiful things that this author was discussing when Salat is how, you know, we keep our eyes open when we stand for prayer and we look out at this amazing earth, this life that we have. And then we look down at our feet when we're folded forward, that this is the space that we occupy. You know, that this is where every journey begins, is in between our feet. This is it. So it's just an interesting frame of reference I wanted to share with you guys today. So we're going to fold forward. But we're going to fold forward in a yoga kind of way. So what we'll do depends on how far you can bend forward, that is safe for your back, that is comfortable for your body, and also going to give you a little bit of a stretch. So for some people, as we inhale, we're all going to inhale right here in our standing position. For some of us, we're going to exhale, and we're going to come halfway and hold the back of our chair or the side of our chair. And this may be it, and that's fine. For some of us, if we are a little bit stronger or have a little more flexibility, we're going to take our hands and slide them down our backs of our legs and fold forward as far as you can go, further than we would in Salat. And just sliding your hands down. And then all of us, when we come up, I want you to focus on keeping, notice how my back stays nice and flat. And I want you guys to keep that same awareness when you come up, whether you're coming all the way up from, you know, your hands on your knees or your ankles, even if you're coming up from the chair, I don't want you to come up like this. I see this a lot in the masjid. You know, people are coming up with these arched backs, and I know I should be paying different attention, but I can't help it. We want to come up with a flat back. This is going to help protect our back so that inshallah we can pray salat the way that we've been taught to for as long as possible. So let's keep this awareness going. You pick the variation that's going to be best for you, whether it's coming to the chair or whether it's sliding your hands down your legs and folding forward. If you're doing the full version, please remember to keep a little bend in your knee. You can see here, there's a little bend. We don't want to straighten the legs all the way back. This is very hard on our lower backs, okay? So let's go ahead and do a couple rounds of this. So we're all gonna start with our hands at our sides. We're gonna inhale right here. We're keeping our awareness of the fact that our feet are on the ground and strong, and then we're gonna exhale and we're gonna fold forward, and we're either gonna slide our hands down or we're gonna stop halfway at the chair or at a table. And we're gonna fold forward, stretching the back of the legs, the back of the body. And the most important part here is I want you to engage the muscles as you inhale, lead with the chest, so you're coming up with a nice flat back. If you feel any lightheadedness, this is a blood pressure issue, and I want you to only go halfway. So keep that in mind. If you come up and you feel lightheaded, you can, if going down feels fine, I'll offer another option too. Go ahead and exhale down. And if you feel lightheaded coming up, then we're going to inhale and we're going to come up halfway, just like we might be in salat. And then we're going to stay here and exhale. Hands on our knees, yeah? Then we're going to inhale and come all the way the rest of the way up. So if anybody's having any lightheadedness, this is another way to adjust for that. It gives our blood pressure some time to catch up with us. So let's all try that unless you're stopping at the chair, which is totally fine. We're going to inhale right here. And then exhale, slight bend in the knees, fold forward. We can round our back to go down in this particular yoga posture that we're doing. And then we're going to all inhale and come up halfway and stop here. If you've stopped at the chair, then try just lifting your hands off the chair just for a moment. And then we're going to exhale, inhale here. And then we're going to inhale and come all the way up. And let's do that again. Let's exhale. I'm going to stop at the chair just to give an example of what that looks like. You can go all the way down if you want. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to come up halfway. Back is nice and flat. If you're at the chair, then we're just going to hover our hands just for a little bit, get a little bit of a strengthening workout. And then as you inhale, you can place your hands back on the chair to come all the way up, or just use your back muscles to come all the way up with a flat back. And let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale right here. And exhale. Slide the hands down the backs of the legs if you're going all the way down, or just simply stop here. Picking the version that works best for you, feeling a nice stretch. And then for those of us that have been all the way forward, we're going to inhale, come up with a flat back so the shoulder blades roll down and back. We can pause here. So we can focus on this for just a minute. Take a couple of breaths. Or if you're at the chair, your hands are hovering. You can bring them back down every so often if you need to for support. And then when you're ready, I really want you to focus on coming up with a nice flat back on the inhale. Very good. I think it's important to work. There's a lot of wisdom in why we have the movements that we do in our prayer. And taking the time to really focus on building our strength is something we should not do while we're praying, because we need to be focused on other things, but we can do at times like this. So let's do a little standing warrior pose. It's nice, it's strengthening, it's energizing, and it's a good stretch for the front of the body. So what you're going to do, I'm trying to, boop, 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 boop. There you go, you can kind of see better my feet now. We're going to have our feet 1 foot in front and 1 foot in back. Let me lower the camera view just a touch more. you can really see what we're doing with our feet here. We've got one foot in front, one foot in back, but notice the foot that's in back is turned out slightly. So we're not going to keep it in line. That is very hard to do. And we're not going to have it all the way out like this because now our hips are all twisted the wrong direction. So we want to have the foot out just a little bit so that our hips are forward, our chest and our shoulders are facing forward, and we have that one foot in the front. All right. And again, look down at your feet. Feel how strong they are in this space that we're occupying right now. And then we're going to move into the pose by bending the front leg. The back leg here is going to stay very strong. Keep the heel on the ground here. Keep the leg flexed. This is part of how we get the stretch here. So with the back leg pushing down into the ground, we're going to inhale and bend the front leg and bring the arms up into what I call the football goal position. And then as we exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg and bring the hands to opposite shoulders as we tuck our chin down towards our chest. Very good. And let's do that again. Inhale, push down through the back leg as you bend the front leg. Arms are wide, elbows are up like a football goal. And then exhale, straighten the front leg as you cross the hands and tuck the chin. And let's do that again. Inhale, bend the front leg. We're leaning forward into it. Notice that my body's not back like this. It's nice and strong. And exhale. Take a breath. These can be a little bit hard, even though it looks simple. Let's do this again. Inhale, bend the front knee, open the arms, reach the chest forward, head up, and exhale to straighten the leg and bring the hands back. Now we're going to move into this pose and we're going to stay. So keep the back leg strong, but inhale, we're going to bend the front knee as we inhale into this posture. And then if you want to add an extra challenge to this, stay here, exhale. And if you can, if it feels safe for your body, we're going to inhale and reach the arms up. Almost like we're saying, Alhamdulillah. And then exhale, bend the elbows back down and tuck the chin, keeping that front knee bent. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Alhamdulillah, we have bodies that we can move. And then we'll come out of it. We're going to exhale, straighten the front leg, bring the hands to opposite shoulders as you tuck your chin down. And step the feet together. And just notice how you feel in your body. You might notice that you feel a little cockeyed. I'm exaggerating, but I feel like this in my body right now because we just did all this really nice stretching of the iliopsoas on the right side of the body. So it's lengthened one side of our body, so now we need to do some movements to correct that. So let's do the other side. So switching sides, we've got, at least for me, I'm not entirely sure how you guys view this, but this is my left leg in front. And remembering our feet, we start with our feet. So the back leg, remember the foot's not out, the foot's not all the way in, it's just a little bit in between. The hips are forward, the chest is forward, the shoulders are forward. Toes are wide if you can. Some of us don't have as much control over our movement of our toes, but if you think of it, we kind of want the toes to be like wide on the ground so they're providing a stable base. If you feel wobbly, which is totally normal, you're just going to take the feet and widen the distance between them. So this leg might come out a little bit further. So you just find a spot that feels right for you, that feels safe. And we're going to repeat what we just did on the other side. So hands start at our side. Our back leg is pushing down into the ground. So our back heel is making nice contact with the floor. The front of the thigh here is really strong, okay? So when you're ready, we're going to exhale here. And then as we inhale, we're going to bend the front knee and bring the arms up to the football goal pose. And exhale, straighten the leg as opposite hands come to opposite shoulders and chin tucks. Very good. And then inhale, arms come up again to our little goal pose. Chest reaches forward, chin reaches forward. Back stays strong. We're not going to collapse in the back. We're not going to have an arch. We're keeping it strong. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Cross the hands and tuck the chin. And again, inhale, bend the front leg, arms open wide into that football pole. And exhale, tuck the chin, hands to opposite shoulders, straighten the front leg. We'll do that one more time. Let's take a breath right here, just catch up with our breath. And then we're going to inhale, bend the front leg, open the arms into that football goal posture, chest is forward, back is strong, back leg is strong, and exhale to come out of it. And this time we're going to do our stay, so we're going to inhale and bend into the posture, keeping the arms flat. So I kind of, just to show you, this is what I look like. So the arms are away from the side of the body. Exhale here, and then if this feels safe and healthy for you, we're going to inhale the arms up. Feel a nice stretch reaching up. And exhale. This time we're going to bend the elbows down into the sides of the body as you tuck your chin. And then inhale the arms back up. Alhamdulillah. And exhale, tuck the chin. Back stays strong. Elbows pull into the sides of the body. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, straighten the front leg. Hands come to opposite shoulders as the chin tucks. And stepping the feet together. And lowering the arms. And taking a moment just to catch your breath if you feel like you did a little bit of work. Notice how you feel in your body. That posture is what we call a Brahmana posture. That means that it builds vitality, it builds heat, builds muscles. So if you feel warm after doing that, it's a good sign. It's supposed to feel that way. All right. Now from here, we're going to come back to our chairs. And we're going to do some modified chair posture. So we're not sitting down just yet. I'll try to keep it at a bit of an angle so you can see what we're doing here. So we're doing some thigh work today. Hopefully, if you are fasting, that you will have a relaxed rest of your day. If you are not fasting, then have some good food afterwards, inshallah. So again, I want you to start by looking down at your feet. We have our feet, our hips width apart, and our shoulders are directly above our hips. So we're going to do modified chair pose. I'll give an option for people who want a challenge, but by no means is it expected. So we're going to inhale right here. And then as we exhale, we're going to reach the arms forward. And with control, we're going to sit in the chair. So we exhale down, right? Then we're going to inhale back up to standing. And again, exhale, tucking the tailbone towards the chair, coming down with control. And then let's add some arms. Let's inhale and open the arms nice and wide. And exhale, bring the arms forward. And we're going to sit with control. And inhale, pressing down through the feet as you open the arms wide. Now here's the challenge. Let's exhale down, and before you sit, try to hover for just a second and then sit down. And then inhale and open the arms nice and wide. And again, exhale. Bend the knees. Hover for just a second if you can. And then exhale and coming all the way down. And then inhale, coming up, arms open nice and wide. And let's do that one more time. Let's take an inhale right here. And exhale. Bend the knees. We're hovering just a little bit. And exhale. And then inhale, arms. Nice and wide. Very good. Lower the arms. I'm gonna turn on my fan because it is feeling warm in here for me. And my lights went out. That's cool. We're just pausing. Before we take a seat, let's come around again to the back of the chair if you need it. We're going to do some heel lifts. Okay. So making sure that your heartbeat's nice and steady, that your breathing is coming back to normal. So the chair is here for those who need it. It is not necessary. We're going to do this similar to how we started our very first practice. Remember how we had the arms, just a 1 pie slice, mid pie, all the way up and then overhead. We're going to use the same arm variation while rising up onto our toes if you're not using the chair. If you are using the chair, then we're going to use one hand at a time. Okay, so let me angle this a little bit better so you guys can see. Cool. All right, brilliant. Again, checking down, looking at your feet. Are your toes pointed forward? Are your heels under your knees, which are under your hips? Are we nice and aligned? And are we a safe distance from something that we can hold on to for balance if we need it? So just for a practice run, let's just start off by inhaling and rising up onto the toes. Coming as high as feels safe for you, and then exhaling and coming back down to the heels. And if you want, you can lower the hands to the sides and try it without the chair and see how that goes. That's really important when doing these, that you keep your gaze fixed on one spot. So don't be looking around or all over. That's going to throw off your balance. We want to keep our gaze fixed forward. All right, so let's try to add the arms to it. I'll show you how to do it first with the chair. So we're going to inhale. We're going to rise up onto the toes and open one arm out to the side, just 1 pie slice away from the body. And exhale, come back down. If you're using the chair, you're going to switch arms. If you're not using the chair, you're going to inhale and open both arms out to the sides as you keep rising the heels up off the ground, and exhale, come down. And then we'll do the other side again. We're going to inhale, rising up onto the toes as the arms just come halfway. One arm if you want, both arms if that feels safe for you, and exhale, rising, lowering the heels. Inhale, same thing, other arm if you're using the chair, arm halfway, just halfway, and lowering the heels back down, moving nice and slow with the breath. And again, if you're not using the chair, this time the arms are going to go all the way up to a Y as the heels come up. And you're going to exhale the hands back down towards the chair or your sides, wherever you feel you're safe. And if you're just doing one arm, then we'll do that same height again at the Y. Inhale, coming up, using the chair for balance. And exhale to come back down. Very good. And then we're going to try to go all the way up if you can. So if you're not using the chair, the arms are going to go out to the sides and up overhead as you rise up onto the toes. And then we're going to exhale and lower the arms and the heels together. And if you're using the chair, then the arm will come forward and up. And exhale and lower the heels. Really keeping an eye. It's a place I've been paying a lot of attention to lately, is keeping an eye on what's going on here. When we rise up, a lot of us are going to tend to want to like arch in the back this way. But you find you have a lot more stability and strength when you keep the tailbone pushing down. So let's try that together. Let's keep an awareness here in our lower back. So we're keeping this flat as we rise up onto the toes and the arms come forward and up overhead. Noticing what's going on with the lower back. And then exhale and lower down, keeping the heels moving slowly as the hands come back down. It's an interesting point of awareness that I've been working with a lot lately. So hopefully everybody made that through safely. You got a nice little burn in your calves, but also felt strong and tall. From here, we're going to come to a seated position. And we're going to, again, work with stretching out some of what we just worked out. So you can see my whole legs this time. What we're going to do is we're just going to work with one foot at a time, and we're going to stretch out. Notice, too, that I'm kind of on the edge of the chair. We're going to stretch one leg forward and pull the toes up and back. And we're going to start here on an inhale right here. And then as we exhale, we're going to slide the hands down towards the toe. If you can reach the toe, great. If you cannot, stop wherever you can. And then we'll come out of it, inhaling up. And let's go down into it, and we're going to stay here. So let's exhale forward and feel a nice stretch by pulling the toes back. That's how this is happening. So you should feel a stretch in the calf, or maybe you'll feel it up in the top of the thigh in the hamstring area. Maybe you'll feel a stretch in the back, especially if we're just going to relax into this and let the head hang. When we're staying in postures, instead of moving in and out of them, it's very important to stay connected to your breath and really keep the tailbone pushing down into the chair so we keep the whole core part of our body active in this process. Feeling relaxed, hopefully. And then let's inhale and come up, bending the leg, pausing here. Notice if you feel any difference in your energy or in your mood, as we are more than 3/4 of our way through this practice. Just notice that, quick check-in. A lot of times people find forward folding very calming. So let's switch sides. We're going to stretch the other leg forward. And I don't know if you can tell, the lighting isn't fabulous, but there's a little bend in my knee here. That's also to help protect my lower back. I invite you to do the same thing. So we're going to inhale here. And then we're going to exhale and fold forward just as far as you can go. And we're going to come out of it. So we've got the muscles aware of what we're working towards. That's why we do this. And then we're going to exhale, pull that belly button in, pull the muscles together in the abs as you fold forward. And stay here. Hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch in the whole backside of the leg. If you don't work with your feet a lot, as in stretching them, You may even feel a stretch in the bottom of the foot. That's okay. Just use your mind to scan the whole leg and notice what you're experiencing here. You can even scan your back and notice if you feel anything in your back. You might notice that after some time you feel like muscles relaxing, so you can go a little bit deeper and explore that too, safely. Do not pull yourself into something that might hurt you. And if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, you also, of course, want to be careful not to bend forward too far and to keep it very strong in your muscles of your stomach to protect your back. And most importantly, relax the neck. And when you're ready, let's inhale and come up. And relax. Bring the feet back to neutral. Let's do a little twisting. Aside from the neck, we haven't really done any twisting around the other parts of the spine. So what we're going to do for our twisting is we're going to open the legs up. Getting comfortable, however you have to do that. So you can see that my legs are not super wide. They're just a bit wider, but that the toes are pointing out in this direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on one side. This is my right side. We're going to inhale right here in the center. Again, noticing what you're doing with your back, your sit bones, your pelvis. And then as you exhale, we're going to slide the arm down as we twist over the opposite direction. And inhale to come back to center. And again, let's exhale. Let's twist over. Keeping the arm soft, keeping the shoulder away from the ear. And inhale back to center. And again, we're going to exhale and twist over. And let's stay here and just breathe and twist nice and gently. And then on an inhale, we'll come back and we're going to move right into the other side. And we're going to exhale and twist the other direction. And inhale back to center. And again, exhale, twist to this new side again. So we're staying on the same side. The other side. Coming to center. And last time we'll twist. And let's stay here. Keep this arm soft. Keep the shoulder soft. Keep everything about this just soft. Again, noticing your bottom and the contact you're making with the chair. And on an inhale, come back to center. Let's bring the feet together and cross the knees. We're also going to just do another little twist, just another one. Inhaling here, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to twist in the direction of the leg that's on top. So you're twisting. And then let's come back to center. And then again, we're twisting in the direction of the leg that's on the top, And this time we're going to hold. We're just going to stay here. You can even close your eyes if you want and feel. Use that awareness to scan your body. See how breathing feels differently here. Notice any areas that you feel are getting stretched. And then on an inhale, let's come back to the center and switch sides. And same thing, we're going to twist. We're going to inhale first, and then we're going to twist into the stretch on the exhale. So we're twisting in the direction of the leg that's on top. And then inhale to come back to center. And then this time we're going to twist. And we're going to stay here. I don't know if you could tell last time, but I was using my hand to kind of brace myself on the chair back here. So I'm not just relying solely on my musculature to hold me up. And if you'd like, you can again close your eyes while you're here and just focus on your breathing. Explore in your body where you feel any stretching happening. And notice the difference in each side. It's very normal to have what we call asymmetry in the body, and that one side might be tighter than the other. Or if you have any curvatures in your spine, you might definitely feel the difference here in a twist. And then go ahead and let's inhale and come back forward. Let's place both feet on the ground, and we're going to do a gentle seated forward fold. So let's all inhale right here. Our hands are on our knees. And then pulling our belly in, we're going to exhale and round the spine as we bring the hands forward over the shins, and we drape our body over our legs as far as you can. And then we're going to come up, because we always do a couple repetitions before we stay. Using our inhale and our back muscles to carry us up, let's exhale and slide the hands down the front of the shins again, rounding the back over our legs. And then again, use the back to carry you up. And last time we'll stay. Exhale, fold forward. And if sliding your hands down doesn't feel good, you can hold on to your knees. You can even rest your arms on your knees. You can do whatever feels like it's relaxing and soothing for your body. And remember to breathe. And when you're ready, coming up with a flat back, just like we did when we were standing. On an inhale. And then go ahead and relax into your chair. You lean back and just take a moment to relax as much as you can in the seated position here. For a little seated Shavasana, which is our final posture for today, it's our final relaxation. And we'll stay here just for a few moments, not too long. I'll call you out when it's time. And when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, start to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Feeling the belly rise and fall. And maybe you run the thumb over the tips of the fingers, and we're just gently bringing ourselves back into this moment of this day. And then eventually you're going to open your eyes nice and slowly. And if you'd like, you can come to a more neutral seated position. And that wraps up our yoga therapy practice for today.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. That was so nice and soothing.
You're very welcome. Always a pleasure.
I love that you are a mental health expert and a yoga therapist that brings in two of the best things that, you know, our Olivers can benefit from. And I hope you all are feeling relaxed. Go and grab a cup of water if you would like. I see a big smile on Sister Rabia's face. That's good. That's good. Anybody have anything to share before we end today's session and I share the reminders? Jennifer, any last minute thoughts? How many times a week do you recommend yoga therapy?
I think a practice like this is a whole hour, so it's really long to do every day. But if you wanted at some point, we could do a shorter one that I would say you should do at least 4 to 7 days a week. You know, in my own world, when I do my practice, I do my yoga therapy practice probably 5 days a week. With my one-on-one clients, I encourage them to try to do a practice 4 to 5 days a week. But usually those practices are 20 to 30 minutes. They're little practices because the reality is we don't always have a full hour of time. But if you do and you want to, then doing this every day is really going to help keep your back strong. It's going to help keep your joints lubricated and healthy. It's also going to lower our sympathetic state of arousal. So what that is that's a function in our brain that responds to stress and anxiety. And alhamdulillah for that. That's what's part of what's kept us alive for all these generations, is we need to be able to respond well to stress. However, most of us live in a much higher elevated state of stress than we really need to be. And then that can cause things like anxiety and depression or panic attacks. But when we do a practice like this on a regular basis, we are soothing the system. Just like you said, you feel relaxed. Imagine if you have every day that starts on this level, things won't get to you the same way. And then the more often you do it, what we call like your baseline just continues to get lower. So it's one of the reasons why I really believe in incorporating this into a daily practice, because it helps to manage so many things. And it's very helpful for a lot more than just those 2 bits. But
I attended a session with a doctor who is a big advocate for yoga therapy from UCLA, and she was saying that there is so much research that yoga can really help during the anxiety that we face during the pandemic to keep us resilient. So definitely something that our Olivers can achieve. And we have these videos online, so you can watch the same video another 1 or 2 times a week and make up for that 20-25 minute, you know, recommendation that you just said. So just a pointer. Yes, if they want to see the same exercise over again and
Mhm.
That is another option if they want to do it more than once a week.
Yeah. And I'll just say this, one of the things that I teach my clients is a lot of times people are like, well, I did it when I was anxious and it didn't help. I'm like, okay, but we have to practice these skills. You know, I always joke with people like footballers don't just show up to the World Cup and win it. They practice. You know, they condition and they go to practice every day and they really work on it so that by the time the big game comes, they've already had all these hours of practice. And dealing with our stress and anxiety is the same way. If we just do this when we're stressed, it might help a little bit. But if we have practice in doing this, then we also do it when we're stressed, it's going to be a lot more beneficial. It's going to have a greater impact in our ability to use this as a coping mechanism, as a tool.
That's a great point. I didn't think of it like that. That's true. We do exercise when we want to, when we make time for it, but we can get better at it the more often we do it.
Exactly. Same thing goes with mental health care and coping skills and self-care. The practice gets better.
That's so true. That's so true. Well, thank you again, Jennifer. It's always a pleasure, and we'll keep in touch for future sessions.
Olive Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Southern California that provides culturally appropriate services to seniors, their family, and the community. Through its physical and virtual interactive programs, Olive engages participants in a variety of ways that promotes health and well-being. To learn more about Olive Community Services, to get involved, or to make a donation, please visit www.olivecs.org or email info@olivecs.org. Be a change maker, and together, let's live, learn, and thrive.